So what's new with the second generation Apple Watch Ultra? And maybe more importantly, should we upgrade? Let's talk about it. Now the Apple Watch Ultra 2 will stay the same 49mm size, same square shape, and it'll have the same 1.9-inch square display with 338 pixels per square inch. And the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 even has the same color watch body as the previous edition, making it extremely hard to distinguish between the two devices. But the Apple Watch Ultra 2 actually has a significantly brighter screen. It's a 3000 nit bright display as opposed to the original Apple Watch Ultra, which was a 2000 nit bright display, which, keep in mind, that was extremely bright as well. That was basically twice as bright as any of the watches that I had tested on this channel prior to the Apple Watch Ultra. And these brighter displays are extremely helpful when you're outside in direct sunlight, because unlike memory and pixel displays, these AMOLED displays basically have to overpower the direct sunlight that's coming at you when you're outside. But the biggest changes to this watch are actually to the internals themselves. There's actually a new U2 ultra wideband chip that'll help you with any sort of finding or location tracking. You can use it, for example, to track down your phone, and it'll actually show you where your phone is. That'll work at a greater distance. Also, if you do have a home pod at home, you can walk directly up to it and actually control it. That ultra wideband chip will help with that as well. And the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 has a new S9 processor with 5.6 billion transistors, and Apple's claiming that it's about 30% faster than their previous Apple Watch processors. And it's actually been a while since Apple has really truly updated the processor on their Apple Watch, but hopefully this will feel a little bit snappier when compared to the previous versions. Although I think this is another spot where it's really gonna be hard to distinguish between the new Apple Watch Ultra and the old one, which to me felt extremely snappy and responsive. I never really noticed any sort of issues with it in that regard. But part of the allure of this S9 processor is it has an all-new 4-core neural engine, which should, according to Apple, basically double the performance of any sort of machine learning tasks. And with that new neural engine, Apple has introduced a new gesture called double tap. And it's not just on the Apple Watch Ultra 2, it's also on the Apple Watch Series 9. And I kind of think that this is the sneaky new star of this entire Apple Watch event. Basically, the way it works is you'll double tap your index finger to your thumb, and the actual watch itself is picking up that particular pattern on your wrist, and it performs an action on the device itself. So if you do this on the home screen, it'll pull up the widgets area, double tap again, and it'll scroll through the widgets area. And you can actually use this new gesture at any time to select whatever the main action button is on your Apple Watch. So you could double tap to snooze your watch alarm, or you could double tap to take a photo. That would be pretty helpful. Also double tapping to answer a call, obviously, or even to hang up on a call. And I actually think that this is the direction that Apple should really lean into. I think it's a really cool feature and it has a lot of potential. And again, it gets back to a lot of the stuff that I've talked to on this channel a number of times. A lot of the issues with touchscreens. Touchscreens are great, don't get me wrong, but there's lots of opportunities for them to be a major pain in the ass. Could be wet weather, could be the fact that you have gloves on or something like that, could be just the lack of tactile feedback that you get from a touchscreen as opposed to physical buttons or your fingers if you're using that new gesture. I think that this new gesture has the potential to help a lot. Again, helping people keep their eyes off of their watch, potentially their eyes on the road, or their hands on their bike if they're on the road that way. I think it could solve a lot of pain points for a lot of people. And that doesn't even, begin to describe all of the people that have disabilities that are trying to use these devices. So back to the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and back to our original question, should you upgrade? And I think that if you have the original Apple Watch Ultra, you should probably hold on to it as long as possible and really maximize your value. Apple actually really pushed hard talking about the environmental issues and making their products last longer. And I think that that actually, in my mind, is a very worthy goal. And if you're like me and your Apple Watch Ultra has held up extremely well over the past year or so, I actually think that we can go quite a bit longer with this device. If you are curious about the durability of my Apple Watch Ultra after having worn it for 300 days, I did make a video and I'll link it up here somewhere if you guys want to check that out. But what about you guys that have been holding off on buying an Apple Watch Ultra? Should you buy the Apple Watch Ultra 2? I'd say yes, absolutely. I've really enjoyed the Apple Watch Ultra 1. I have no doubts that the Apple Watch Ultra 2 will be slightly better. Not hugely better, but slightly better. I think that you're really gonna enjoy the faster processor, the brighter screen. I definitely think you'll like that new gesture, that double tap gesture. Definitely worth picking up. Again, they haven't actually changed the price of this device. It still comes in at $799. So definitely worth picking up the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 as opposed to the previous edition if you're in the market for one. But those are just a few of my quick thoughts while I'm here, and I'd much rather hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Is the Apple Watch Ultra 2 something you're interested in, or is it not something that you care about at all? Definitely let me know down in the comment section and we can continue this conversation down there. But either way, make sure you're getting out there swimming, biking, running, rinsing, and repeating it all over again, and we will see you guys in the next one.